In a major blow to some East Coast schools, two major Division I conferences say fall sports won't be happening. So this morning we're talking about what have you ordered on Amazon and gotten something else instead. An investigation is underway after a bar exploded. This is coming from our Fox affiliate in Houston. Here's a live look at the scene right now. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the base this morning. What we know is that pilot was performing a routine training operation. This is a lot of what we're seeing right here on the ground, just pieces of metal. They expect to be out here for a little bit longer, probably 20 or 30 more minutes. I'm Candace Scalese and Chief Meteorologist Josh Knight standing by right now. Josh, I know you just said a new warning coming out. What's going on? Remember, it was so emotional.
Right, and he couldn't even...
He choked up talking about it, as most of us have discussing this case. You were telling me that this weapon actually still used today, and this is something that they would have used then as well? Friendy, thank you. And if that doesn't move you, I don't know what will. Amazing video of those marchers linking arm in arm.
You're watching Good Day Columbia, where we put local first.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for Good Day Columbia. I'm Candace Scalese. Let's take a live look downtown this morning, and you can see the sun already up, but it is cloudy outside. Marina Newman is standing by with our weather forecast, and it sounds like we have some rain heading our way. Happening today, Governor Henry McMaster and State Education Superintendent Molly Spearman are going to be making an announcement on PPE in schools throughout the state. McMaster and Spearman are expected to talk around 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Anderson Institute of Technology. Over the next 2 days, the governor will also be at Wateree Elementary School and Jacksonville Middle School. In a major blow to some East Coast schools, two major Division I conferences say fall sports won't be happening. And that includes football. The Pac-12 canceled sports through the rest of the year, including basketball. The Big Ten so far hasn't said anything about winter sports. For the second day in a row, DHEC reporting under 1,000 new coronavirus cases. 928 recent tests came back positive, with a 20% positive rate overall. DHEC also announcing 45 more people have died, but some of those deaths date back to the beginning of this month. At this hour, health officials can confirm more than 2,000 South Carolinians have died from coronavirus. The recovery rate for those who are testing positive is now 91%. Many businesses are having to adapt and change how they operate during this pandemic, including food trucks. The business typically relies on events or festivals, but with cancellations, they're having to find new ways to find revenue. Many are turning to neighborhoods, but food truck owners tell Watch Fox News those can be risky because they don't know how many people are going to show up.
Go to work.
Food truck owners tell us the future is very uncertain, but they're thankful for the support they've seen from local customers. The State Department of Corrections boss is calling on Capitol Hill for help. This afternoon, charges have been filed against an inmate accused of plotting crimes from behind bars. You're taking a look at 27-year-old Harvester Jackson. He's facing charges for accessory to attempted murder and arson. And the NFL is going to look very different this year. We're going to tell you all about some new changes coming to their equipment.
With revolution or any change, there is peace and there is rage.
And it's because they won't change the system that we're in.
From an early age, Lawrence Nathaniel knew he wanted to make a difference.
My passion came from growing up homeless. I used to be a kid that used to make little groups because I just wanted to make a change in my community.
Fast forward, Lawrence is now 26 and crusading for change.
My vision is to turn South Carolina into the most progressive state in the entire nation, where everyone can feel safe and happy.
Justice and peace, yell them out.
From organizing peaceful protests to working with police and city leaders, Lawrence believes the heart of change is found within the community.
Will all violence end? No. But can we put a strong impact to it? Or we can put a stop to hundreds of people dying, to thousands of people dying? Yes, by bringing resources back to the communities that need them.
That's why he's spearheading a new chapter of Black Lives Matter with a local focus.
What I want to do is create a organization with Black Lives Matter that is community driven, that goes out in the community, that can write grants and build affordable houses.
Lawrence sees progress, but tells me the fight for equality is a long road.
We have seen our state leaders step up and introduce plans and bills. We have seen our city halls open up discussions, also talk about doing commissions and committees. We need action, and that's what we need. We need action.
All heard in the battle cries of protesters.
Required by law, the use of body cameras in addition to dashboard cameras.
I just want to change the system, and that's what all of this is about. And growing and building and seeing young leaders grow up out of it and build their own movements and build their own organizations. I know I did my part.
Lawrence says he is just one of many hoping to make a positive change in the community. There are a number of organizations encouraging Black men and women to vote, engage in politics, and be the change they want to see in the world. Head to watch.com for more information about how you can get involved. There could be chemicals in your drinking water you can't see or taste. I dug deeper to find what's in your water and if it meets state and federal guidelines. Riverfront Park has a rich history.
This is our canal that serves water. 1820s vintage, hand dug by Irish immigrant labor.
The pathway hugs the Broad River Canal, one of the sources for Columbia's drinking water.
This is our other water source, the Lake Murray Water Treatment Plant.
The water moves from the lake and river to 2 treatment plants before it ends up here in your tap.
I've always drank tap water. I don't really see a problem with it.
Others, however, don't feel the same.
We've always either used a Brita or a pure filter.
Okay.
Or a filter on the refrigerator.
So you don't drink tap water?
I do not.
Why not?
Because it's not good for my body.
Why do you think it's not good for your body?
Because of the chemicals and things they process it with.
Columbia Water Assistant Manager Clint Scalese says tests are run daily to make sure drinking water is safe and free of any bacteria and other disease-causing organisms.
pH, alkalinity, different types of chemistry tests like that every day as well. Metals are important to folks, and so we're looking for iron or manganese and those sorts of things. And then we feed a variety of different treating compounds like chlorine and ammonia, chloramines for disinfection.
I tested the tap water here at the WatchFox studio using this chlorine strip. Everything seemed to turn out fine comparing the strip to the chart. Now, Scalese says that Columbia's water is in line with state and federal regulations. But what about those things that could be in our water the federal government doesn't regulate, like microplastics?
There are microplastics in our water, in our source waters, and there are traces of microplastics in our drinking water.
Lowell Person says he sees a lot of plastic when he's out fishing.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's filthy. You look down there, it's terrible.
It is something that we have started testing for. We don't think there's any reason for concern right now, but it is something that we're tracking.
A study by the Environmental Working Group shows there are other chemicals in our drinking water that aren't regulated. And EWG says those chemicals have the potential to cause cancer.
We do have them in our water as well, but we have them at a very low concentration. It's lower than EPA's health effect goal that they've established.
Scalese says Columbia Water's goal is to make sure drinking water meets state and federal standards, is safe, and is affordable. Reporting in Columbia, I'm Candace Scalese. Watch Fox News. Brian, I caught up with my sister-in-law, Chelsea Scalese, on FaceTime, and you'll see she's going to be at home for a while. Chelsea Scalese grew up in Pennsylvania, but right now she's on lockdown, thousands of miles away.
We are in the neighborhood of Monteverde, which is in the center of Rome, which is within the Lazio region of Italy.
She says grocery stores are open, but not much else.
All the coffee bars, restaurants, everything is closed besides the supermarkets. So when you do leave your home, you need to have with you what they call a self-declaration, which is just says that you're in good health and also explains where you're going and why. So you have to have a piece of paper with you.
Chelsea knows it's going to be that way for a while.
Technically, this is supposed to end the full country lockdown by March 25th. All the schools and universities here are closed till April 3rd. So we're thinking that'll probably be the end date.
Being away from home has been difficult at times, But she's thankful the Italian government is being proactive.
It was a little alarming with the full shutdown and everything, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this is how it ends up being in the States. And I, text and call my mom every single day to reassure her we're okay, everything's okay.
Chelsea tells me she's staying occupied by playing games, working on puzzles, and studying Italian.